What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another What's Sold video. So for this video, we're going to discuss hats. I'm going to show you 14 hats that sold for me this month. I'm going to tell you how much I paid for them, what they sold for, how long they took to sell, and what my approximate net profit is. I know back when earlier days of selling, I didn't really like to do too many hats because I always said, hey, it's only a $10 profit. But if you're paying 25, 50 cents or even $1 and you're making $10 on it, it's not such a bad thing. They're easy to store, they're easy to ship. I suggest putting them in some sort of plastic bag. I put them in like a clear suffocation bag and then into a box, never a poly mailer. So I just use like an eBay 8x6x4 box. Fits most hats. Some of the bigger brimmed ones or higher ones, then you need a little bit of a bigger box. So picking them up for $1 and selling them and making after everything $10 net, it adds some good profit at the end of the month. So let's get started and I'll show you what sold for me. Alright, first one up is a visor. The brand is Costa del Mar, or people just say Costa. It's a great like outdoor fishing. They make sunglasses and clothing and hats. And this was a visor. I found this at the Goodwill bins. So I probably paid like $1/4 for that since it goes by weight. It took 3 weeks to sell. Sold for $12.75 plus $4 shipping, and I netted approximately $10. So like I said, it's not big money, but if you can make $10 a pop, it adds up. Up next is another Costa del Mar brand. This is a hat. And I found this also at the Goodwill bins. So I'm going to just say 25 cents as well. This one took a little longer, 2 months to sell. Sold for $15.75 plus $3.50 shipping. Typically I do $4 shipping on all hats. I don't know why I did $3.50. And I netted approximately $12 on this. Alright, here was an interesting hat I found also at the bins. This said Charles Darwin Research Station, Galapagos. And found this at the bins, so another $1/4. It was in great condition. And I just figured it was a unique topic and something that was different. So I bought it, figuring it hopefully would sell. And it took 1 week to sell. Sold for $12.75 plus $4 shipping, and I netted $10. Alright, so here we have a Nike Golf, and it had embroidered on the front Range Rover. And it was one of those soft hats that like kind of collapsed. I found this at the regular Goodwill. And mine charges $1 for hats. Sold in 2 weeks for $13.75 plus $4 shipping. And again, I netted approximately $10. Okay, here was something also to look out for. This was the Indian motorcycles hat. Indian, Harley, those type of things sell no matter what it is. Jackets, shirts, hats. So always look for that. And I found this at the bins, so 25 cents I'll say. Took a week and a half to sell. Sold for $13.75 plus $4 shipping, and I netted about $11. Alright, so let's get into some baseball. Now I typically don't find a lot of YouTubers now are finding vintage hats, and that's like the fad. A lot of people buy them that you could get some really good money from. Where I am in South Florida, don't really have like the farm hats. Once in a while I'll find a John Deere, things like that. But I don't really find vintage too much. I do have a USS Iowa vintage hat right there. And I do have a Goodyear vintage hat up here. But other than that, I mostly find sports and brand. Things like this, Masters Golf. That's something to look for. All sports teams, car brands, things like that. But they sell. So here was a MLB 2003 All-Star Game hat. I found this at the regular Goodwill for $1. Took 1 month to sell. Sold for $22.75 plus $4 shipping, and I netted roughly $18. Alright, sticking in the lines of baseball, this was a New Era 950 Boston Red Sox hat. Also from the regular Goodwill, $1. This one took 8 months to sell. $22.95 plus $4 shipping, and I netted again a roughly $18. Here's another baseball one. This is another New Era 950. This is the Pittsburgh Pirates. And this is a new one. This had the tags on it. and it took 1 week to sell. I paid $1 at the regular Goodwill. Sold for $18.75 plus 4 shipping, and I netted $14. How about another baseball one? This is the Cleveland Indians. The brand was Signatures. It was a genuine MLB hat. This was new. Also had the stickers on it. Paid $1 at Goodwill. Sold in 2 weeks. $14.75 plus 4 shipping, and I netted approximately $11. And one more baseball for you. This was a vintage one. Yep, 1997. MLB World Series champion Florida Marlins hat. I found this. It was new with the tag. It was in mint condition. It was nice and clean. And I found this. Where did I find this? At the regular Goodwill. So I paid $1. It took 6 months to sell. I thought about keeping this in my sports memorabilia collection, but I didn't. Sold for $24.75 plus. I did free shipping on that. Maybe there was comps that had free shipping, so I went along with that. So I netted approximately maybe $17 or so, maybe 18. All right, here's a Nike Dry Fit U.S. Air Force hat, which is like, the Air Force College, you could say, military academy. And I found this at the Goodwill bin, so 25 cents. Sold in 4 days. $13.75 plus 4 shipping, and it netted about $10. All right, here's a hockey hat. This was the Waves was the brand. Team Canada Hockey. It was new with tag. Found this at the regular Goodwill for $1. Sold in 1 week for $14.75 plus 4 shipping, and again netted $11. Okay, here's another hockey one. This is from the NHL. The team is the Buffalo Sabres. This was a new with tag, mint condition, nice and clean still, even from laying around at the Goodwill. Paid $1. Sold in 2 days, $19.75 plus 4 shipping, and I netted about $15. And lastly, here's a football one. This was a new era, had the tag on it. Miami Dolphins, like a fisherman bucket hat. Paid $1 at the regular Goodwill. Sold in 3 days, $17.75 plus 4 ship, and I netted about $13. So you can see none of these are vintage farm hats. Some of them are good brands. Some of them are sports. I find a lot of modern sports. Of course, with the modern stuff, you want it to be in really good condition. If it's worn and the inside of the brim is a little dirty, you want to clean that. You could put a little rubbing alcohol on a towel and scrub it, and/or wash the hat. Vintage stuff you could get away with bad condition because it's expected, because it's vintage. But hats, sports, golf, any good brands, keep an eye out for those. Like I said, even though I made maybe on average like 10, 11, 12 bucks a hat, it adds up. And I'll show you. Out of all these 14 hats, my total buy cost was $10.25. And after fees and recouping my buy cost, I netted $183 on 14 hats. And these were all within the past month. So, easy pickup, cheap buy, easy to store, easy to ship. And it added an extra $180 to my bottom line, you could say. If you do that every month, that's a few grand in a year just for selling little hats. Out of the 14, 6 sold in under 1 week. 4 sold between 1 week and 1 month. And 4 took longer than 1 month to sell. So they're not even that long tail. They were selling pretty quick. So there you have it. I just wanted to put it out there that not only the older style vintage hats sell, of course some of those are going to sell for a lot more money, but newer and sports hats can sell and still make you a decent profit every month. So I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. And I'll see you in the next What Sold video. And I think coming up I'm going to keep doing these categorized videos. So the next one's either going to be clothing or hard goods. Those will be my next 2. See you later.